Hello and welcome back to StarCraft, and today we'll be jumping back on top of Alarak. So you guys showed a lot of support for Alarak here in the comments because frankly, this is one of the commanders that I did not do proper justice in my series on direct strike commanders as we went through every single one of them. So we're going to go ahead and implement a lot of those useful suggestions that you guys have so graciously donated, and one of the things we're going to be doing is making Alarak the most powerful being in the StarCraft universe by feeding him supplicants. A lot of supplicants, and work our way from there. So we are spawning in the 3rd position. Our allies are missing. Where'd you go? Hi. You are Swarmling, Zagara. And our other ally, let me just put you down real quick. Our other ally is Phoenix. So we got it as Zagara and Phoenix versus not spawning. They're not spawning things just yet. We'll see what they're facing. Tychus. Did I mean Tychus? Like multiple Tychus? I guess we'll find out in a moment. Nope, that's oh, that's a Stukov, and that's a really good character for obliterating all of my dudes. So we're gonna go ahead and immediately jump to tech level 2 because that's when Alarak unlocks an AoE attack, and with it, the ability to wipe out all of those tiny little units that want to get in there to our behind of our lines and wipe out our supplicants. Burn! They're talking about how to deal with Tychus and say build anything. So Zagara. Oh, he's Zagara against Tychus. I think you guys have some pretty clever ideas how to deal with that. So one thing we're going to want is more supplicants. Put these guys down. Get another one. There we go. And once we hit tech level 2, he'll immediately unlock his where is it? Destruction wave ability. That deals 50 damage and knocks back enemy units. Now the tiny units that are around you, well, it looks like they won't be here because apparently, oh yeah, there it goes. So apparently in the previous, my Zagara friend managed to wipe out the Stukov wave for me, which is unfortunate, so that I didn't get to wipe out the wave myself. But all of the Stukov units have less than 50 HP, so that one giant destruction wave just wipes them all out real nice and easy. And we own mid by far, so let's go ahead and get the simulator down. And one Havoc to help me deal with those aircraft units, that stealth Wraith that's coming in. Not too worried about it, but it's there. If they really want to go that hard into the air, then I may have to deal with it, but for the time being, I don't. Let's just get stealth, that way it doesn't get picked off, and stun whatever units, and get an upgrade for Alarak that is stuns whatever unit he's attacking. Just keep it stun locked forever. I do want to get this one that gets an additional 15% target lock damage onto the yeah, you see that Banelings. Banelings are the bane of Stukov's existence. The units that pop out of here are gonna get destruction waved and it's gonna be all over. Yeah. Or he's just gonna straight just slash them to pieces. That works too. Alright. That'll do. Alright. Actually, this Tychus wave is going to do decently well versus my Alarak here, just because he's got a lot of single target damage. But we can stave off a lot of that by adding more supplicants. Keep them alive. We're going to want to actually move on to other units here pretty quickly. The Stukov wave is going to be... Are we just going to take their photon cannon here? We are. We're already pushing across so quickly that they almost took the Stukov. That they almost took the photon cannon. We might get it this time around. These Banelings... Oh, I'm sure they'll get that. Yeah, the suicide into it. Oh, the spawning of the turret saved it just in time. Is it going to be enough? Maybe the multi-hit attack? Oh, come on. Come on. Yes! The Banelings rolling in for the finish. So the Stukov wave, while it's under control right now, is going to start spiraling pretty quickly. And to deal with most of the Stukov things, we're going to want a lot of AoE. Oh, actually, he's going for aircraft. Neat! That means we might have to change up our pattern a little bit. So I was about to say, we need to go for a lot of AoE because, you know, Stukov focuses on a lot of tiny ground units. Let's get in a simulator because we can afford it. And we're owning the middle pretty hard. But it appears that he's trying to go for Stukov's more tanky units. That means we want to go for something like these destroyers. Because destroyers, when stacked, work really very well versus individual or individual-ish units, as they have a near AoE ability, and that's their attacks chained to nearby units, but they're still void rays at their base, and they work well at dealing with... Okay, yeah, that's a lot of small units. This is actually an interesting question, because our hardest counter to everything Stukov is going to be the Vanguard. But if he goes for a lot of things like these Diamondbacks or whatnot, our hardest counter is going to be the Destroyer. Or even, you know, these Infested Banshees. So I think we're going to go with these. A couple Vanguards, make him go Banshees, and then we'll throw in some Destroyers behind that, or a couple Wrathwalkers. But I'm not sure Wrathwalkers are going to be a good idea, because we're going to be pushing into that Wraith player, and Wraiths are pretty good versus Wrathwalkers, so I don't really want to build Wrathwalkers here. Destroyers are going to be the better option, I imagine. But Wrathwalkers extremely good versus Tychus. You know what? Let's just go the tried and true. Vanguard Wrathwalker should clear most of these things up, especially when aided by the benefit. Oh, jeez, Zagara counters that so hard. Alright, let's just go tried and true. Vanguard Wrathwalker, aided by, well, Alarak being the biggest beast on the battlefield. Now this should be a good example. Yep, all of that, 22 kills right off the bat, just instantly. Looks like a few of them are still getting into our backline, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade these. Vanguard's deal increased damage to armored, as well as 30% splash radius. I'm going to want to get a couple more of these, and then one more Havoc, just to give these Vanguards the pure artillery options that we really want them to have. There we go. We're going to want to start upgrading the attack. Now, I don't really care about getting the armor and shield upgrades yet, for now, because our units aren't being shot at. It's our Alarak that's being hit. And Alarak isn't affected by these petty, inferior Protoss 1-1 shield and weapon upgrades, so we don't really need them. At least they're not nearly as important as for a lot of other classes or commanders. It's only the attacks the attack damage that these guys are really adding into the fray. All of our supplicants are dying to Alarak, not to the enemies. Oh, that wave. It's so much. It is so much. He got 57 kills and counting this wave. Welcome to Alarak, boys. This is what Alarak does. Alright, yeah, we need to get up to the Wrathwalkers quickly here. Tychus is going to cause a problem, but I want to get one more, even it out. Let's get another Havoc to make sure that we have full support everywhere. Right there, and you go right there. I do want some more supplicants, but Wrathwalkers right now are going to be our highest priority. Those Tychus needs to be burned down, and all of those things need to go away. So let's make it go away with the power of our giant, towering Wrathwalkers. I think I have to worry too much about these aircraft here. Zagara comes in to clean them up pretty nicely. I was worried about them, but looks like teammates are actually are holding their own quite well, so I don't have to worry about the other waves quite so much. But I'm pushing directly into Tychus. So Wrathwalkers are going to be the appropriate option here. My wave is the Stukov, and the next wave is Tychus, so I need to build to wipe out Stukov and then clear up Tychus afterward. That we don't have the single target damage necessary to completely burn him down. Like, we're doing a lot of work, but it's not... It could be augmented even better if only we had Wrathwalkers. So that will be our choice here, and hope that they don't have some kind of aircraft to burn down our Wrathwalkers. Stukov goes for the aircraft options being something like Infested Liberators or invest heavily into the Banshees. We're going to have a little bit of trouble here. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of trouble. And we're going to have to invest into Destroyers to stop that from being a thing. But, for the time being, we just counter what he has, and we're not counting what we expect him to build yet. And we should be okay. There it is. The rest of our teammates are handling the air dominance, so even if Stukov does get his aircrafts and starts to deal with our wave a little bit better, then it's gonna be okay, because our teammates are still way ahead in that regard. I get this, and then we'll get weapons upgrades. Probably should have got weapons upgrades already, now that I think about it. Oh, yeah, ultimate ability out of with Alarak. I should solve little problems at once. No! I didn't get it off. That's unfortunate. Are we just gonna win here? Like, I know these vanguards are good, but okay. We've almost just pushed all the way to the Nexus, and we might just win here because this wave doesn't have a lot of ground presence, and our Phoenix does have a pretty strong ground presence. Is it gonna be enough? Ooh, it's so close, guys. I think we've just pushed them just hard enough. Oh no, Stukov's coming here to save the day. Let's get another weapons upgrade. The first weapons upgrade of the lots. Go. Zagara's suicide wave isn't going to handle this. But it's so close. So close. But I think Alarak can come in here to finish things up nicely. Oh look, Tychus. If only you didn't get Wrathwalkers to burn you down. And our Alarak is still alive. And suddenly all those units that he thought were so good are disappearing very quickly. Look at that. Just each shot of these Wrathwalkers pretty much correlates to one destroyed unit. And these guys do massive extra damage versus structure. So as soon as they get in range of this Nexus, things are going to end very, very poorly. We're hit level 3. Level 3 weapons. Now these guys are hitting for 205 versus structures. The moment that they get within range of this Nexus, it is over. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a victory! GG. Hello and welcome back to round 2. So last round was a little bit fast, at least by direct strike standards. So I'm going to go ahead and give Alarak another run through. That and frankly, he's quite easy to record because he gets a lot of dominating and easy to win matches because he's Alarak and he's awesome. So we'll go ahead and start putting him down and getting out our supplicants to kick this battle off. So let's see what our teammates are. We have a Kerrigan as well as a Swan. Alright, and we will be finding out very quickly what we'll be facing off against here. Let's put down one supplicant. Probably want to get it to like level 2 pretty quickly here, just because unlocking that AoE is going to be nice, but we'll see what we're facing off against first. If nothing else, we'll just secure the center bonus for the team and just get additional monies. But we're up against a Tychus. Alright, that makes my life easy. Now, do I want to... I need to think about... I actually need to think about the positioning of our supplicants here. Because... I don't want them getting hit by these grenades, so I'm actually going to spread them out somewhat. So when he throws his grenade, he doesn't wipe out all of our supplicants all at once. There we go. Because they're not going to be doing the damage here to Tychus. Tychus is a bit too beefy of a unit for that. And then they're going to want to go straight up to Tychus level 3 and stomp all over him with Wrathwalkers. So he only has single massive HP pool units, which means they are super weak to things that deal a lot of one-hit damage. Like our Wrathwalkers. Now, I could get things like the Vanguards, the Mortals, or whatnot, but you know, honestly, if we just completely invalidate the Tychus wave, then anything we do on top of that is just good for the team. So we're going to go straight up to tech level 2 and try to get to tech level 3 quickly. Yeah, you see, that grenade is what I was worried about. And why I was wanting to spread these guys out. Might need to spread them out a little bit more. Yeah, he's just gonna die horribly. Alright, now the question now is, do I go straight to tech level 3 or get an assimilator first? I'm going to get an assimilator first, actually. Just because this game is going to go more than 7 minutes from now, because it's direct strike, that's how that works. And hard count, we're already winning the Tychus wave. I don't need to win it even more than we already are. It's not going to help the team. You know, they have turrets. Unless I single-handedly can bring down all the turrets and their tower, or photon cannon, then it's not gonna be that worth of an investment. But it is what I'm going to go for. At least the Tech 3 with the Wrathwalkers. Is their Kerrigan still not, or their third position still not spawned things? Like their orange player, the Rainer, still hasn't spawned things, which is concerning. So those other units that were the units that were inside this Rainer bunker, and they just got absolutely slaughtered by Alarak. Yeah, that's a good way to kick things off. Let's go straight up to tech level 3. and put down some Wrathwalkers. Right now, I'm trying to predict what their Tychus player is going to go for, and if he needs a lot of single target damage, so something like then rushing Hyperion, yeah, that's another reason why I want to go for the Wrathwalkers, because they have a couple Rainers and they appear to be not spawning things, which is a pretty obvious rushing Hyperion, because, you know, why not? Looks like they are getting a little bit of Banshees in there. We're gonna need some detection to deal with that. That will completely destroy my wave, and I'm okay with this for the moment. It's not gonna be the end of the world. Let's get a Havoc in here for detection. Make it cloaked. Give that stun. And do I care about the 15% bonus damage? I do, actually, because we're up against single targets of Doom. Did he activate his ult? He activated his ult with no units around him. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, alright, he's got the scan. I was about to say, it's probably worth scanning here. Next up, Wrathwalker. And that will also help deal with these Banshees. I think the 3 Duskwings will beat out the Wrathwalker, but the Wrathwalkers are also going to help significantly versus the inevitable Hyperions, because we can't get these out before, we can't finish them off before the Hyperion comes out. They've got a bit too many things. You can get this. It's like, but Incursus, they built Banshees. No, those Banshees are not that expensive. They can, and it seems to be only one of them that's going for the Banshees, so it's not that. They're coming out with a Hyperion real quick here. And now this Wrathwalker, you built some like Nakara to try to sustain damage. Unfortunately, I built a Wrathwalker, which absolutely desecrates on anything single target, including structures, especially structures. There we go. Burn that down. Start working on this guy. Let me scan here just so it stays in range and can get off that next shot. There we go. And we immediately made that money back, and now I'm investing in a Wrathwalker. Another Wrathwalker, and then Protoss weapons, and then they took out our detection, didn't they? Yeah, they did. This is fine. Okay, so what I want to do is, yeah, right here. This guy increases the range bonus associated with this Havoc, which will give these Wrathwalkers an additional range, or at least it's a range bonus for the range. Now this thing gives +1 range to +2 range to anything within this red circle, which is going to be my entire army at all times. So now these Wrathwalkers have a range of 11, which is absolutely devastating. I need more supplicants. I need to get a nice fat wall of supplicants. That way Alarak can sit here and just face tank the Hyperion for days and let the Wrathwalkers get into range or whatever they want to and start. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. How much damage are we dealing? The answer, all of it. All the damage we so please. And this poor Hyperion is going to be burned down, and there's nothing they can do about it. So let's go ahead and get some more supplicants. If anyone wondering, but Hyperion is so OP. Once you get it out, it solves all of your problems. Aha! Not if we already build the hard counters to it, because we see it coming. Cyclone's also an extremely hard counter to the Hyperion, and they're still alive. Alright, in that case, more supplicants, and then more damage upgrades. The damage upgrade should kick in before our wave arrives. And is this Zagara gonna get the last hit here? Or is, no, their base turret too strong. Oh well, we're gonna have to push through Hyperion. Good thing we have an Alarak ultimates and a couple Wrathwalkers behind. Manual target. Oh, that's fine. We'll get around to it. Look how quickly it died. Isn't that nice? Goodbye and GG. Alright guys, if you see something that I didn't do right here, make sure to let me know during our live streams, because we'll be streaming some more StarCraft coming up here pretty soon, and you can stop by at either Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are our regular live stream hours. So for now, I'll see you guys later.